and welcome to the Raw Preview. We are the Dudley Boys of What Culture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick, here to look ahead to tonight's episode of... But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. We do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review Raw, but also SmackDown, this show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week, complete with a bit of good quiz, of course, on Wrestle Culture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick, look ahead to Raw tonight.
NXT.
Raw in Madison Square Garden, John Cena's final Raw.
Love it already. WWE open brackets, H close brackets. That's what this fixture is. That's what this week is. The home of pro wrestling, the home game, the home team. Bit of me. All of this is a bit of me. And it's not just the marketing and the spectacle around it as well. It feels like the major War Games developments are going to be pretty exciting. And based on last week's Raw, Triple H is treating like with these hot Cena houses. Like this Cena thing has come so good. I continue to say this. It's almost making up for the first terrible half. But in doing so, it's making you realise, have a look at what you could have won. Because all of it could have just been this. But they're getting hot, full houses again for this Cena thing. And this is probably going to be the best of the lot. Like this might even be better than Cena's last night in Boston and the Survivor Series stadium. So, like a full red hot Madison Square Garden for Cena's last night in the building. I know he'll probably do comebacks and all that, but as of right now, yeah, this is something to get really excited about. I think.
I am not. WWE's not my sports team because it's not sport. By their own admission, it's not a sport, so I wouldn't dare follow it as a sports team. Moreover,
I'll never change.
Actually,
to be absolutely fair to me for a second, like Madison Square Garden doesn't just have to be the home of WWE. It could have once been the home of like all professional wrestling until AEW decided to kill it all. So, which is it?
What do you mean?
Well, New Japan and Ring of Honor were once so strong enough that they were able to run Madison Square Garden.
Ring of Honor was not strong enough for that, bro.
They were on the card. Madison Square Taven. World titles on the line.
Yeah, but you know.
Both companies drew. I was there. You were there. Both companies had matches.
Yeah. You know what happened though?
What?
The Elite weren't yet going to be in AEW at the time the MSG show was announced. It was pretty much sold on the basis of the Elite doing a massive WrestleMania weekend show. And then when it was established, they ain't going to be in Ring of Honor no more, nor New Japan Pro Wrestling, the secondary market completely died.
Like the Elite and all Elite Wrestling's your home team, Sidge. I don't know what you're defending there.
No, I'm just saying some facts. It was a fact of the attendance in the market.
I do defend my home team. So.
Yeah, I know they are. No. Do you like WWE? Do you?
I really like it, pal.
No. I will say, maybe they'll get me if they do. Is this, by the way, Big Nose's first night in Madison Square Garden?
He did
as a promoter. And I
thought you meant there was one
Royal Rumble 2000, mate.
There was one night in 2002 where they like to replay the poppy.
Yeah.
Stinking career.
Has he ever done it as a booker?
Yeah, he must have done.
I mean, like TV wise.
Yeah, I can't think of another one, but maybe not actually. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was a 2024
Row
SmackDown, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe not. If nothing springs to mind, maybe not.
I don't think so.
No.
He's got quite the task here. I think this is his first one. He's had ample time to do something special for it. It has to be special. It's the Garden. It's WWE's spiritual home. Big night for Big Nose, I think. And on that basis, I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing it. And I'm cautiously optimistic that they're going to pull an actual surprise. I'm not going to get your guys' opinion on it because, subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling. You'll get the SmackDown review in your feeds and you'll get notified of that if, in fact, you do it. They're going to cover it on SmackDown. I'm going to talk about it now. This John Cena tournament is whack and they need something better than Zack Ryder, I think, for the Raw at MSG. Like, he didn't get that much of a pop.
No.
He had a better match against Josh Briggs on NXT. And it's just this weird WWE getting away with stuff that I cannot really get on board with. They hated him actively during his actual run there. Like it was vindictive at various points. I'm not saying it wasn't funny, but it was actively vindictive. This is a dude who's done well up to a point of reinventing himself. He's the king of the indies. That says more about the indies than his royalty. And he's had an absolute Turkerino against Chris Jericho for Ring of Honor. He had a good match with Cope on Collision, I will say that, right? But like in only little Ring of Honor did he get a big main event spotlight. And then he twerks for WWE constantly. He gets his comeback. It ain't that big a deal. And, you know, he's getting like all the Reddit moments of like, yay, Zack Ryder. I'm thinking, what a low bar. In terms of a surprise, I genuinely think the Zack Ryder thing for the tournament is so poor. Like, so unbelievably poor. And so I'm conflicted in that. I know it's not WWE's way of doing things where they don't open doors to and have fun partnerships with good promotions. They don't. They've got TNA and AAA.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst. They shouldn't befriend anybody. They should crush them.
Should crush them.
Don't befriend them, crush them. That's what you're better at. Crush your opposition. Don't work with it.
So I know there's not exactly like a surplus of really cool names that they have access to. Maybe just don't do it at all, the secret. I reckon there's a lot riding on this, and obviously I think we should play a game, Wilbourn.
Go on.
We should play the roster game.
Oh, yeah.
Have some earnest takes on who it might be, because I'm thinking outside the box for this.
On Zack Ryder, this is not necessarily directly related to the SmackDown coverage, yeah. We'll talk about that later on. It did feel like the latest extension of the one career-long rib on Zack Ryder that he was trotted out in Albany, New York, rather than New York, in Madison Square Garden. But to your point about the pop, what if that was actually the right move, the right move? Because he did just get a kind of reaction.
Some of them were like,
rather than maybe Madison Square Garden, the most plugged in, maybe they would have had a little bit more noise from him. But based on what we saw on SmackDown, not loads. And then they put like Zack Ryder merch back on the website, and never has that sort of stuff been more important in WWE, but particularly with someone like a Zack Ryder, who of course left and immediately got his Matt Cardona stuff on Pro Wrestling Tees, and that was like, this is reflective of something. He's got an audience. They've not completely drained from the Z Long Island like true story.
His podcast is massive.
Yeah, like, and he was able to sort of build. He earned a lot of the plaudits rather than just simply getting them by doing something weird like the indie run. Like, there was an audience for him, and he was able to monetize that really successfully. So I'd be interested to see how that like merch does, and how this renewed profile for him does in terms of judging, I guess, how like, I don't know, how valid he was. Joe Hendry got the surprise role at WrestleMania, and it was right at that sweet spot where he got that enormous stadium-sized pop, and then was able to build it, and that was probably proof of concept for WWE. That, this is not just a fly-by-night guy. He's probably worth signing. Yeah. Let's keep with him and let's get him. I'll be interested to see with Ryder how that tracks in the next few days, because they've made a choice, whether just to be funny and dickheads or actually a business decision. It would be like, no, he's not the Madison Square Garden guy. He's not quite that. But if there's any sort of groundswell of support for him, we'll keep him around. We'll bring him back. We'll give him the role he wants. I'm with you, Sidge. I don't sense it's going to go much beyond this.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like it was felt more of a one and done than I would have imagined it. I think it would have been
maybe a Rumble appearance.
Even that feels a bit of a stretch, considering how bloated the roster is elsewhere and how many other working relationships.
Didn't even get that much of a pop.
Yeah, they've got a lot of potential. Like, for these typical surprise spots, they've got these. You know, the dead man's guys need looking after, and there might be a couple of TNA surprises they want to throw in. And it's
Saudi, I've just remembered.
That as well, yeah. Like,
I don't know if Zack Ryder's usually over in Saudi Arabia.
No. So yeah, it did feel as it was happening. Like, sorry, Matt, this is a one and done, pal. Like, and the fact that he was given like sort of his Spider-Man meme opponent in LA Knight, who is now more of like kind of better in the role as somebody that could be a main. There was something to the whole like visual presentation of it. It was like, they sort of found a new one, and he's maybe elevated what you did and taken it to the next level. Like,
his tweet afterwards was something along the lines of, every day when I wake up, the first thing I think of is, how do I go back? How do I get back? Let's work hard towards going back. It's like, it's tragic.
Never really hidden that, has he?
It's tragic, though.
Tragically awesome. No, I don't even believe that myself.
The WWE the first thing you think of when you wake up?
A lot of the time, yeah. Just depends what show it is that day, you know. Oh, bleary-eyed. It's Tuesday. That sort of thing. You know, he might get back in. He might get back in as a proper sidekick to Chelsea Green. She's excellent.
Yeah, get me an NXT. Get him down there.
I don't know.
Ethan Page is doing quite a good job already of that.
That's it, yeah. And
they're already paying him, so.
Hasn't a bunch of TNA people coming in been part of the problem with NXT this year?
Yeah.
Like,
not really, but yeah.
Anyway,
before you do play a game, I think maybe Wilbourn might be about to do the same thing here. They did run Madison Square Garden, didn't they?
Yep.
June 28th, 2024. Would you like to tell them what happened, Wilbourn?
Oh, I'm looking at 2025's MSG show. Which
that TV?
Yeah. Monday Night Raw, 10th of March. Steel cage match between Seth Rollins and CM Punk in the main event.
Interesting.
Wow. Oh, that was that one where Roman came back. Fair enough. Yeah.
And there's a SmackDown one here, 2024.
That's what I was thinking.
Where the Bloodline kicked Paul Heyman's ass.
Yeah. Beat him up.
I do remember. I'm just
Shield bombed him through a table, didn't they?
Either we've got terrible memory, bad analysts, just own up to it, or I'm kind of stunned because isn't the whole thing with MSG like the costs of running it are so like ludicrous?
Yeah.
That for years they just decided we'll have to scale it back. We can't not ever run it again. But come on.
It was a height of Vince's stubbornness, and then somebody else took it for a minute. Like, whoa, not like that one again.
Yeah, like the ultimate childish display of, I still want to play with that toy. I'm going to have a tantrum now because you're going to play with something that I've not looked at in about 2 years.
No, I remember.
If you're a parent, you know that pain all too well. It's like, don't be a cliche.
The cage match is a very Triple H call. Because it was a big, like
Seth Rollins in a stinker.
Seth and Punk on Raw, sensibly a big deal. Like the rematch, the grand rematch after the Netflix special, or the debut. And then the cage match in MSG was kind of like the old school way of settling business, wasn't it? That was like you'd run it 3 or 4 times. And like stick in the cage in the garden, and that'd be that. So there was probably a little bit of that to it. He's like, just like I remember it.
So he was like, it's no wonder he's such a boring bastard. This is a guy, and even Hamflett won't say this. Triple H is a guy born, raised, in love with the WWF.
Oh, his influences stink. Yeah.
But that's why that explains the man he's grew up. It's really boring, this WWF stuff. They're lucky they've got New York. Not for me, I like it.
WWF and some of the Flair, Harley Race stuff that I hate. It's like a lethal combination. Then he meets Shawn Michaels and learns what entertaining wrestling is. Can't do it, but he gets to see it.
Yeah.
He gets to stand ringside.
Emulate it.
He gets to stand ringside for a lot of it. Talk about it in the van.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
What was the match you were looking at, Nicholas? Or show, sorry.
What match is that?
You said, I'm looking at an MSG show here.
So I've got Friday the 28th of June, which was an episode of SmackDown.
Is that the... I think I saw this one. Friday the 28th of June.
SmackDown, yeah.
And
Madison Square Garden as well.
two shows back-to-back following that. 2 episodes of WWE Speed. Is that what you were referencing?
Doesn't say that on the website, interestingly enough. Just talks about SmackDown. Almost like they don't care about WWE Speed.
Xavier Woods versus Nathan Fraser.
When I'm cleaning windows.
And what's the other match? Oh, look who it is. Andrade defending the Speed title against Xavier Woods.
This
Jesus
SmackDown
Christ.
did have your mate Hamflett, I believe. New York Knicks guy, Jalen Brunson.
Yes, that was...
the other guy.
The other guy.
The
Can't
other
remember the names
guy.
now, but yeah, that worked out nicely for them at the time. Basketball stuff.
Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton, all that jazz. It was, good fun. So I really got lost in the idea of late 70s Fed, Harley Race, and William Regal being your most influential figures. I wonder his favourite cocktail was like a glass of water.
Yeah.
That is the worst, isn't it?
Oh, he is. He's the worst. He's the most boring guy and the worst guy in the history of guys.
He became such an incredible booker, like with those influences. Like
you are honestly
that's the worst wrestling. That's his 2003 in-ring distilled.
Yeah,
And then
like
you get,
and then Regal,
and that explains the next things.
and then Regal ruffling his hair. You really got him out there, Paul. You want to cinch that deathlock in a little tighter next time. 5 more minutes in it, really make him go. but
Perfect William Regal now.
Brass knucks are covered in jizz. I'll leave them on me. Cuts it a bit, but you don't mind.
Not for me, I like it.
Nice of it, isn't it?
John Cena's going to wrestle tonight.
That's what we call Blackpool Combat Com.
Blackpool Combat Club.
Yes! That's it. They're all doing their wacky poses and they're having bloody tugs after the fight.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could 100% see that, couldn't you? Absolutely. Soggy biscuit, but it's just blood and jizz. Like, gross.
Yeah, gross. What were you saying though?
Cena's final match.
If he has one, he's going to be like, you've not seen the levels of phoned in. And it's fine. You won't need to do out, but it'll be funny.
Hot fun. That's what it is, isn't it? Are they flipping the belt back? Because Dom and Ray told me isn't happening in the Survivor Series.
I don't know. Yeah, the report last week was, it's from Dave, but it was people saying that Ray and Dom. I'm just saying.
Wouldn't be here if he wasn't.
I made that very clear last week.
Ray and Dom
this is because of him.
Wasn't going to be happening. Hot take that they were going to add more people to the War Games teams, though, which he absolutely nailed. So fair play.
What's this?
Nah, that's not.
What? Chill out.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, and we kind of aggregate a lot of his report and monetize.
I get my own. Got my
No,
own
you
sources.
don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just don't.
Murray sends you a link of what Dave Meltzer says.
Yeah.
And you put your face.
I aggregate what Murray said.
It is Sean Ross Sapp mostly these days.
Yeah.
But you know.
But again, Sapp would probably say the same as what we're saying now.
I wouldn't be here.
Dave's the architect of all this. Dave's the tree.
You're just a branch on Dave's tree.
So yeah, the report was that Dom and Ray wasn't
3J.
going to happen, despite the fact it's obviously the San Diego Survivor Series.
That's it.
So I mean, Dom's got to react obviously to what happened last week.
Could the Judgment Day kick Cena's ass to set up a Survivor Series rematch?
I don't want
it really.
I don't want it. I want if Cena's. I'd rather Cena be interested in the War Games match and then have the Ray versus Dom match, like you say, for the non-title.
It was telling on SmackDown. If you were going to put Cena in the War Games, it does feel like tonight would be the night. Big announcement, Madison Square Garden, because it was quite telling that Jey Uso wins and then he bumps into Cody. He's like, "Thanks again for coming to Raw. Like, I'm glad to be here on your show, and I'll always be there for you." And then Cody's like, "Yeah, great, ready for War Games." And then Jimmy Uso proper slides into the shot. "Yeah, and I'm there too. I rang Punk. He says it's fine." Like,
He's getting taken out, right? Isn't he?
I don't think so.
Or is Roman going to come in and take Jay's spot?
Of course, yeah, Roman. I keep forgetting Roman. That would, yeah. But it was opportune, I guess, for them to.
He did sort of go, and me too.
Yeah, slide Jimmy in now. So there's only one man left for it.
The moment they had the brawl at the end, I was like, Jimmy's getting absolutely murked here. It didn't obviously happen.
Maybe, yeah. And that would, that could happen.
Because then you had John Cena, and then that arguably would make sense, even though I don't want to see it, that the Visions, Paul Heyman goes, "Let's get Brock Lesnar."
Oh, they're getting Brock, yeah. They're getting Brock. So I suppose you could take out Jimmy and that would, I don't know.
Are they getting Brock?
Probably, yeah. But as soon as you went to WrestleMania advertising, I was like, well, you can assume he's going to figure in somewhere into some sort of, because it would have been obviously Seth, so they might not have needed Logan Paul or Drew, for example, and you still would have been able to find a space for Brock Lesnar, wouldn't you? I hope not. It'd be great if it wasn't. I mean, I'm not exactly cheerleading for Austin Theory, but if that original reporting was correct and it's a Lesnar-less War Games entirely, I'm all in favour of it. But maybe Jimmy does get slid out and that puts Cena in. I don't know. I was really up for Ray and Dom.
Maybe Miz could show up tonight and be like, "I'm determined to get my match." Madison Square Garden with John Cena.
Hoorah! Hoorah! He can save all his couple of moments now for Year of the Miz 2026.
Yeah.
Got that to look forward to.
So, yeah, what were we saying then? We're saying Judgment Day, potential rematch.
I don't know. I was really surprised when you said that there was no Ray Dom plan. Survivor Series, Dominik Mysterio in San Diego. It would be I think it would be promotional malpractice to take this star that is massively on the rise, that feels can't miss, that is still in the perfect spot where he can be a
Perfect.
situational heel, even in his hometown, in a San Diego stadium. There'll be a hot atmosphere. I think it'd be
The tried and tested match as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you run that angle if you've got any plans to do it at Survivor Series?
Yeah, it's because there's 2 War Games matches, which means there'll probably be 2 singles matches.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it'd be mad not to put Dom in one. I guess they could do a tag, Dom +1, Ray +1. It's all a bit like Dominik versus Cena was great. It's
Ray
happened.
and
I
John.
can't imagine them doing it twice.
Yeah, it seems like such a waste, doesn't it?
The first one was so matter of fact as well. It's just like open, shut, give them a rub. They're not doing a second one, surely.
Who would you have him face tonight then?
Tonight, if we want some, come get some. Yeah, that's what his promo could be. I don't know.
Jericho?
Nah, you have to.
I don't like you said.
Well, maybe we'll get to that imminently. You know what? I don't know.
Tag match.
Maybe I can see
Him
it.
and Punk versus the two Bronnies.
Yeah, why not?
And
Something
it's-
like War
and it's
Games adjacent.
And you don't think that Cena's necessarily going to factor into War Games, and then in the end it turns out that he's a great partner, and that's like a build. It's as much part of the weekly as it is who's left for John Cena to wrestle? Something like that. And you get the idea of him and Punk working together on the same team.
Yeah.
In the garden. It's big, you know. Match will just be whatever. But like, it really will just be whatever. Like, but
then they can do some bit in it where Cena can express a little bit of, ooh, that front breaker looks hard, and do a face, and then like all the usuals, like the Gearys and stuff like that. Like epic storytelling.
Ron Breaker's all right.
Da-da-da-da-da.
He was limping after he put.
He flew at Cody.
Well, you know, he kind of like leapt early in that spear
Always does.
on Jey Uso through the table. Like he got up and couldn't. So he kind of like leans onto one side, falls against the ropes, and they just immediately move it on SmackDown. This was they move the camera to Drew and all that sort of stuff. And he's done this before. Remember, he got carried out of SummerSlam because there's that massive stage, and somebody on the phone was filming like Bronson Reed having to sort of like help him at the back. I guess when you just chuck yourself around and run around at pace, you're gonna ding your knees from time to time. But he was limping. He couldn't put any weight on it. Like as SmackDown, like as they did the big closing shot of all the heels. So I hope he's all right for it. Don't know.
That'd be Reed.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, no, I can see some kind of a tag scenario. Because they want to save the idea of a John Cena singles match, surely, for like, I mean, do they want to make this tournament special? Surely they do. I wouldn't put him in a singles match until the time is up.
Well, speaking of the tournament, let's get to the tournament matches. Gunther is back, and he's taking on one of NXT's biggest stars in Javon Evans.
I'm actually looking forward to this.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like you couldn't have. Ultimately, they didn't make brackets, and probably because the names would look so bland that it would have exposed the whole idea of this John Cena tournament. But if you had made brackets, you would put these two at either side, and you would want them to make the final. This is the coolest match. They're like, I love the Miz. And I don't even mind Miz's little bit of lore with John Cena, but it would have been really hard to tell this story if you were tracking brackets, and like same with the likes of Sheamus and Rusev and all that. You can sort of say they wrestled him once and he wants one more run, but none of it really sparks the imagination. This is it in this entire tournament. And
Have we not done enough member berries with John Cena at this point?
Well, yeah, that as well. Like, other than, I guess we're gonna, we talked about one on SmackDown and we'll talk about one on Raw in terms of mystery partners because there's an element of Gabbo to that. This, as its own match, is the excitement of this tournament. Gunther is a legitimately cool match for John Cena's final one, and Javon Evans is a legitimately cool, exciting wrestler who could theoretically, I don't think he will, but if he was going to beat Gunther, they have quite a nice way for John Cena to go out. John Cena rocks up as this sprightly, opportunistic, ruthless aggression, slap you in the face, Kurt Angle guy, and goes out with Javon Evans doing the same thing. I don't think it's going to happen. Gunther's probably winning, but this is where the excitement for this entire tournament lies, is in a match like this. Major star you genuinely want to see fight Cena, and upstart that you would be just as excited to because it's cool and it's exciting.
Upstart who wasn't even born when John Cena won the US title from the Big Show at WrestleMania 20. That's mental.
Yeah. Perfect in its own way.
Buy the hell out of a near fall in this match. I can feel it. Great, dynamic between that massive bully heel versus someone who is too quick and agile and creative to get bullied a lot of the time. The ceiling for this is very, very, very high. If he, pronoun boy, Javon Evans, can evade Gunther, bounce around, hit him with all sorts, there's going to be he's going to be rafter high on a springboard and then get chopped back down to the mat. This could be grotesquely violent if it wanted to be, like proper underdog, babyface, emotive if it wants to be. It could be outright cruel with Gunther just controlling all of it if it wants to be. There's at least 3 different kinds of cool match here. And I've got expectations, genuinely disappointed if I don't get to see at least one or 2 of them. I want to believe that Javon Evans could win. I believe Gunther is more than good enough to convince me that he will. I still think it's going to be Gunther, but I'm going to, go in there with an open mind and think, you know what? There's such cool symmetry to the idea of the Javon Evans breaking through, and that was the story of John Cena's career, even though it wasn't. The romanticized myth is he showed ruthless aggression away at the races. No, he almost got fired. He was hopeless. He has a match post that match with Kurt Angle against Steve Von Dudley, and he gets no pop, and he's, Reverend Devon on SmackDown. He does a job to him in 4 minutes, right? And he does a atomic drop in that match so poor that he trips over his own feet and almost lands head first on Devon's balls. Like this idea that John Cena was like this really cool upstart babyface, and then, it started to get a little bit boring to the just goated rapper. This guy was hopeless. He had 2 left feet. He had no clue what he was doing. It's like burying ruthless aggression and the stupid narratives that get attached to it any chance I get, because I was actually there. But nonetheless, play with the myth. Enough people believe it. You might as well play with it. Javon Evans, why? Is there any reason why not? Would it be creating, right? Say, I've never put myself forward to be a booker, ever. I don't think I'm creative enough. I can analyze. I can't really create. I think that's hence why I'm, in this job and not like doing fiction, even though I've trained to do that. I could never be a booker because I watched Dynamite last week and I was like, let's put the belt on Hobbs. Or put Hobbs in the main event, not Joe for the pay-per-view. So I'm very, prone to recency bias. There's probably I know for a fact there are some excellent numbers supporting Samoa Joe's infrequent B-level pay-per-view pushes and all the rest of this boring stuff. Why not just go with Javon Evans? He's not winning at WrestleMania. You're not when they talk about, wrestling media people, fans and ex-wrestlers themselves, how much goes into the idea of this person. The reason why they persist with these pushes, it's like every arm of the company operates to make that reality. Like every bit of merchandising, every bit of graphic design, all the marketing, all the push, it all goes towards, this is the guy, and Vince wakes up, it's Roman Reigns, obviously, look at him. And then it doesn't go that well. It's like, I'm not stopping everything. Like, how much work would go into that? The promotional muscle is effective and they kind of have to persevere with it. But is that the case with beating John Cena? He's not replacing Cody. He isn't. You don't have to put everything behind him. And by extension, what I'm saying is there's a lot of burden on the shoulders you're putting on him, right? And some people will fold under the pressure if you put too much weight on their shoulders and apply too much pressure. So there's a bit of that. But at the same time, why not? Why not?
I love this match. I love talking about it and thinking about it as well. It's like there's so much to Javon Evans' act currently that suits this booking. Just in like a micro sense, like he's always been, like Javon Evans is young and stupid. And that's to his great benefit. Like he's fought bigger men. He's not even the biggest guy. So he's fought a lot of bigger men, but he's fought a lot of traditional big men in NXT. And that's been to his benefit because he doesn't know when he's beat. And he also knows what he can do. So when they think, I've got him here, he'll bounce off his own shoulder blades and spring back to life. So he's not only showing the heart and desire of a great baby face, but he's got this physical attribute that like nobody can necessarily train for. Right now, Gunther's this wrestling genius who will have done all the necessary homework, as you say, to chop him out the sky to see he won't yet die, but I'm the guy that kills people that won't die, and then that's what you play with. It's like, yeah, but can you? Those two opposing forces meet and there's this fantastic moment where you genuinely don't know which one is going to prevail. And I love the idea of that why not philosophy around Javon Evans in general. Like I feel like of late, it's become my main agenda around NXT is like, I think you're too good and big and interesting for this show. Leave it. You know, like that idea, what you say about like the pressure on his shoulders. Well, I want to watch if he crumbles or thrives.
Yeah.
Because I think I need a bit more of that.
There's been too much safety in pro wrestling in however many years.
And it can go, obviously, a number of different ways. And then often wrestlers will rebuild themselves from, like, you could argue there was a point where Roman Reigns was beyond salvaging. As over as he was as a babyface to a point, there was never going to be that Austin Hogan run. And here we are years later, and he will be discussed in those Rushmore terms because of what he eventually did. Like, this is so early in Javon Evans' career, but that mindset of why not is often what made Madison Square Garden so steeped in WWE lore. Snooker coming off the cage, like, you know, encourages Mick Foley to become a pro wrestler. They strapped Diesel up in 9 seconds, beating Bob Backlund, a Garden guy, to make the point of it's him.
One of the best draws in the history of the arena.
Yeah, and he crawls out on all fours off one jackknife in 9 seconds because the idea is like, it's him, it's now, we're going with him. Can you go with him, please, New York? And it didn't work, but like, there's so many cases of that happening in Madison Square Garden. Kofi Kingston doing the boom drop on Randy Orton. It's not a recent example, but for a more sort of, I guess, like a relevant one in terms of like a guy that they're in the process of trying to make. And it's like, can we give them something that they might actually remember and we'll do it here? You know, John Cena comes back at the Royal Rumble in 2008. And then the commentators tonight, when John Evans wins, say, you know, this is quite familiar. Like the Garden's coming up like they did for Cena in 2008. And now is he going to be the guy that goes on and, you know, like, there's a lot of law that supports that John Evans would win on a night like this. And just on Gunther losing, if, you know, we're going to fantasy book the idea that he's probably going to win, but it's really fun to fantasy book the scenarios in which he doesn't. I think this is, I'm not a hot take person, but I think this might be a divisive take. I personally think Gunther has had a really good year in WWE. And I say that as a WWE fan. I think it's been really interesting. If you track his year, he's missed a significant chunk through injury, which hasn't really happened to him before. So there's like a new weakness in his game that he's previously been able to, even if he has had injuries, we've not known about them. He's been off, he's missed time. He's lost the world heavyweight title twice. So we're seeing that like he's vulnerable. There have been various points where he's been so great on the microphone. A babyface turn has felt inevitable because people just want to cheer him and enjoy him. And then in situations like the Pat McAfee one, and a bit like this, he's been given some unique like cards like that you wouldn't have necessarily thought on paper would work. And again, maybe I'm just speaking as like a WWE homer here. In those buildings, it's gone incredibly well. And I know there are people that just like, no, I want him against all the super workers. I want this Gunther match and this Gunther match. And I get that. I do understand that because he's a rare breed, Gunther. But I've really quite enjoyed watching him do the sports entertainment Krypton Factor assault course in 2025. And it's probably served him very well as well. And this is another element of that. You bring Gunther back from injury and he loses to a kid in the Garden.
Yeah.
Like, what then for that character? That's its own interesting journey to take. We're saying all this. I think he wins.
He's winning.
He's winning the whole thing and taking the IC title to WrestleMania 10 to lose it to Sheamus.
I would imagine so. And I like that. I like that. I like that path too.
Yeah.
I like
He's
that
not
path.
losing to Sheamus at Mania.
He's probably not losing to Sheamus. He's probably beating Sheamus, isn't he? If they even run it. But I
think he might drop the title to Sheamus.
They've gone off Sheamus.
They probably have. But if Gunther's got the IC title, that's there, isn't it? That's there. Yeah. I love this. I honestly, this is what more of this tournament should have been ultimately, rather than like novelty guess a wrestler or I'll wrestle John, so I want to wrestle him again. They could have been way more creative with stuff because it feels big and the prize should be massive.
I think we all agree that Gunther's probably winning, but there will be like an insane cutter he's going to hit, and I think you give him the Gunther shoulders aren't moving, foot on the rope spot for that.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be the moment if you're not giving him the win, like you say. But yeah, it's going to be so much fun, this. I'm really excited about this match.
The only thing tempering my expectations is the prawn sandwich brigade potential here. Those tickets are eye-watering, expensive. The idea we might be applying the wrong lens to it because we look at the past and we think of all those breakthrough moments. And on the subject of Zack Ryder, he got the We Want Ryder chance as well.
While The Rock was out there.
While The Rock was out there, you know. Does that MSG WWE fan still truly exist with this cost of a ticket? I'm not convinced, but I am convinced by the respective qualities of Gunther and Javon Evans to make them feel like that in the moment anyway.
I'd love it to main event.
Nah.
You don't think it will?
Nah.
It'll be the John Cena tag match that you've booked.
Yeah.
built to War Games because it's War Games. They're doing everything War Games, aren't they, at the moment? But speaking of quality stars, Solo Sikoa is in the last time is now tournament against a mystery opponent. Who you got?
Well, here's the thing. Previously, about this time last week, me and Hamflett, not that we do bits on the podcast, we would have went, it's Joe Hendry.
Or Zack Ryder. Because I thought it was certain to be Joe Hendry on SmackDown. The day it gets announced he signs his deal, that felt like it was out there for a reason. Yeah. And then you give Ryder the old garden, like old times. You can have Albany, Zach. Yeah. You can like it.
And you will like it. He'll
bloody love it.
Give you the Speed Championship, he'll pay you to work there.
He'll get a new toy made with the Speed.
Yeah. I mean, what terrible leverage he's got. He's given himself. Anyway. He's just
like him and Darby Allin.
He's just everything I hate about wrestling these days.
Nowhere. $10. As I said, I'm going absolutely.
Yeah.
The pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You're going to give me the $10. All right, that's all right. I'll put it back. Don't worry about that. What are you doing there, Darby?
What are you doing with that $10?
What are you doing with that? What are you doing with that $10, Darby? Where's that $10 gone, Darby? My ass. Anyway, so
hard sauce hurts more with paper cuts.
Yeah, we thought that was going to be Matt Cardoni, Joe Hendra.
Joe Hendra.
Yeah.
Cardonsky.
Which way around doesn't really matter. It's going to be one of the two and then two of the one. Mm-hmm. However, a certain Raw general manager, Postman Pierce, Adam in it? Adam Pierce, yes, of course it is, tweeted or said something to the effect of, I've read a lot of the guesses and the speculation. No one has guessed correctly who it is. This being pronoun boy, Solo Sikoa's surprise opponent for tonight's row. Now, maybe I'm just idly dreaming of an actual elusive WWE surprise. And I mustn't forget that they live in their own bubble where they just think they're the coolest and best. And, this is a company that legitimately thought they were fooling people with Seth Rollins' injury. I know they're not going to admit that they weren't, but they'll delude themselves into thinking they did. That's the mentality. So maybe it is just going to be Joe Hendry, and it's only Solo Sikoa. Yeah. Beat him every day of the week and twice on Sunday. He's a clown. He's got no credibility.
Well, he's part of the hottest heel act in the company.
Anyway. So maybe it could be, Joe Hendry, and they just think that they're fooling you because they think you're a mark. They hold your intelligence in contempt. This has been the case for your entire life, Michael Hamflett. And when everyone guesses, it's Joe Hendry, they'll think, it's easy to say that after the fact, guys. But what I'm saying is maybe that is their way of saying, it ain't Joe Hendry, tune in if you think it's going to be Joe Hendry and you don't care about that, or you do want to tune in for the surprise. No, there's going to be surprise tune in. It reminds me of when Paul White, remember he was in AEW for no f***ing reason. Remember that?
Yep.
And he was the one who had to do he's there. He was there as a broadcast journalist getting all the scoops.
Yeah.
I was a commentator on Dark Elevation. I'm a broadcast professional. I'll take that bump on that car and get the out.
Sid, what kind of noise did he make when he got a scoop?
That's him picking up the phone?
Yeah.
Hello.
It's got like a Mean Gene hotline.
Take that bump on that car and get the out. You did nothing. You did less than nothing. Anyway, one of the few things that he did, and anyone could have done it, Shivani could have done it, was go, well.
That's how it sounds, yeah.
There's gonna be...
Sorry, before we go any further, Paul, do you mind singing the beginning of It's a Wonderful World?
What's
I see trees of green, red roses too.
Yeah, I should know. I see trees of green, red roses too.
I see them bloom.
I see them bloom.
For me and you.
For me and you.
What do you think to yourself?
I think to myself. Red is a wonderful world. Right, so Paul White.
Ole Anderson, Shockmaster, just taking a bigger picture look at the world.
So the Revolution Go Home show.
That's big to myself. You want a piece of me? You want a piece of me?
It was like, there's going to be a new signing here at AEW.
Yeah. It's not who you think.
Basically, Paul White had to go, lads, it's not CM Punk. Right, it's the next best thing, maybe, in a way. Yeah. It's not CM Punk. Yeah, he didn't say it's not CM Punk, but that was a subtext.
Yes.
He's like, it's not who you think. For me, that's what Adam Pearce is going for, which leads us to, it's not a corner, so it's a wing. Reckless speculation wing.
I've got the perfect ideal for some reckless speculation.
Yeah?
Right?
Chris Jericho.
No. But maybe.
No. Just remember this day, right?
On this day,
it's the 17th of November 25. Your initial visceral reaction to the idea of Chris Jericho going to your beloved Fed was? See what the debut.
I'm warming to him, I got to say. And this time off, I'm thinking, I'd love to see some Chris Jericho back in the ring.
Because he's been missing from screens.
Honestly, I'm going to... Maybe that's when the threshold...
This will be the straw that breaks the count.
Yeah, this is when you get violently physically attacked. Maybe you cannot both like Chris Jericho after the hammering you gave him in AEW.
I'm dreading it. I'm actively dreading it.
Until it happens and you're quite soft to it.
He has the list. That'd be pretty.
Now, do you know what's going to get me?
That would be funny if he has the list, because he's the ultimate, I'm kind of like the David Bowie of Madonna.
Yeah.
Me, David Bowie and Madonna, kind of last guys to constantly reinvent ourselves.
The countdown noise will.
If Triple H
will do
tells,
something to me.
if Triple H, I know.
But then Jericho will appear. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Triple H tells him to get the clipboard, he's going to get the clipboard.
Yeah.
Right. But he's ultimate when people are like, when people are asking for the list or whatever, he's like, God damn it, that was 3 years ago. Now it's going to be 10 years ago, and it's going to be better.
Yeah. Bestest ever. You can pull it out of his pocket. I've held on to it just in case.
We've got sidetracked by Jericho. What was your earnest?
So, it's reckless. It is reckless.
So this is for Sulu Sikoa's
Sulu
opponent.
Sikoa, right? Who, by the way, I love. And that's why I've fantasy booked this.
Okay.
Because it's a character I currently adore.
You can't love him. He's hopeless.
He's the leader of the best heels in WWE / maybe wrestling. If you base it on how many baby faces he's getting over, we're talking Death Rider numbers here. Yeah. John Cena in 2008 forced a building full of people that spend all of their days telling you they hate him to reveal they actually loved him for 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were like, oh God, what have I done? Boo! But by then we knew. And part of the trick of that was obviously John Cena's miraculous recovery ability, but also WWE, for a change, keeping an amazing secret, an actual secret. Nothing was leaked. Nobody called it. That was the true magic of it. Another wrestler finds themselves currently in potentially that similar situation, unless WWE have kept that quiet. I've been in a building for one of these. Can you imagine the monster Madison Square Garden pop if Kevin Owens returned and drilled Solo Sikoa with a stunner, quick flash 1, 2, 3. Solo would have never seen it coming. And why is that double good? Because the MFTs are locked in a feud with Sami Zayn on SmackDown ahead of the Survivor Series match they've got this Friday. Nobody would see it coming. Owens is like, we talk about friggin', I don't know, Rusev and Sheamus. There's a guy with good law with John Cena. Proper good law with John Cena, who would want to win this tournament, who's been rehabbing on the quiet, whatever. We don't know, this is why it's reckless, is because the man's down with a serious neck injury.
Yes.
So you really can't speculate.
He posted a training video recently, didn't he?
Well, that's good.
You keep talking.
I didn't know that.
Do 2 minutes of filler on Kevin Owens, okay?
Just that pop.
And then you can talk about how much you like the Fed.
Solo would be...
Because I've got an idea.
Stunned. Just frozen in disbelief. Stunner, 1, 2, 3. The MFTs haven't come to Raw, so he hasn't prepped for this. He's like, I'm not afraid. He bring out your Joe Hendrys and Matt Cardonas. I'm not worried about that. So he doesn't bring the MFTs to work. Obviously, otherwise Owens would be doomed, like all the goodies.
Yeah.
But then Sami Zayn on SmackDown, kind of almost gives them a wry smile. I see what occurred on Raw. It'd be crazy if somebody knew that might have been going to happen, because they're not on terms anymore, but they're never not on terms.
Yeah.
They're bonded.
It could be Sammy. Sammy just said he's medically cleared. But I like that Kevin Owens pitch.
Sammy did say he's medically cleared, and Solo would, Sammy returning to action via this tournament and then winning would really piss off Solo Sikoa, wouldn't it? Because Sammy doesn't need to win. He's had his John Cena thing.
Yeah.
He's done that. He could lose in the next
Sammy
round.
Gunther in the final, for example.
Sammy Gunther in the final. I don't hear that either. Sami Zayn's
Just
becoming a
stumbled
decent
across
show.
this, yeah.
He's only really
Because
entered
they
this
didn't want to
tournament.
announce it, because they said, I don't want to announce this. It might be one of those things like, oh, it's Sammy.
Yeah.
I didn't realise he was cleared. I'll let him do that on SmackDown.
Solo brought the guys in, when you cleared Sammy, and he's like, well, I got some news for you. It's actually right now. And it turns out he's been cleared for the week. That's a very good and logical shout. And yet another reason why this MFT's act is
I've
working
got
as
a
well as it is.
wild speculation as well, I've just thought of, by the way.
From the horse's mouth. AllEliteWrestling.com and a sort of press release, if you like, dated October 18, 2022, just when, oh dear, this brawl-out thing, it's got legs, it's kind of overtaken the entire company. Maybe someone who sniffs an opportunity to get a bit more Bunsen because he's a stable guy and he's got the star power. And it's like, well, either CM Punk or the Elite, pick your poison. You're still losing some poison. Maybe you need some more star power, and maybe, Tony, you need to pay your stars a little bit more. October 18th, 2022, Tony Khan announced that Chris Jericho, the Ring of Honor World Champion and leader of the Jericho Appreciation Society, has signed a contract extension. The timing, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I know, you're better off with your day oneers. You really trusted lieutenants and stars. Can't trust CM Punk, you can trust Chris Jericho. Through December 2025. So too early for Chris Jericho. I suspected. I just wanted to double check.
I love that he was so motivated to have this out of nowhere Renaissance year because he was so certain of a CM Punk flame out.
And he was like,
in
in October, I'll resign that deal. Thank you very much. And thank you.
Spends the year up in his
2023 onwards, he's crying.
That's it, yeah, he completely S's the B as soon as the ink strikes, it's done for me.
Was it November, the Cabana match?
It will have been because he gave him that breathing room, didn't he?
Yeah, it's November.
It's good stuff.
Would you like to hear my wild piece of speculation for
Yes,
John
please.
Cena's opponent, which I was thinking about?
I haven't even picked it yet, but you go first.
Thinking of Tony D, because he was in the news today. But I'll not say him for the same reason I panicked at Clash in Paris and went, not Tony D, no one know who he is, right?
The discerning taste makers at MSG will know who he is if he's that good.
Or he'll make himself a star in front of them. One or the other.
But I thought, when you were going down that path for yours, I suddenly thought, oh my God, is he going to do it? And I thought, actually, that could be quite good fun. A legendary John Cena opponent who would be a huge surprise for everybody. And how would it work with Solo? Well, Solo can be in there saying, I'm running the greatest faction right now in WWE. No one can stop me with my army of men behind me. No one, whoever comes out here will have no knowledge about what it's like to have a role like this. And Wade Barrett steps from behind the commentary desk to reveal a Nexus shirt because of your armband that you had on.
I brought it to life,
And then wins the whole tournament for me and retires John Cena.
And then goes right back to the desk.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Just puts his jacket back on. Right? Yeah, good.
You all right? Yeah, good. Do you want to do any more? No, good, thanks.
No, I'm all right. No, I'm all right. Look, so it's not Chris Jericho. I don't think it was going to be before I clarified, but, it gets in the bullet point.
It's funny. Wade Barrett. It's got buried, literally buried under 100 chairs. John Cena say, "You will never be it. Goodbye."
Goodbye.
Geez, they thought long term, I'll let him retire me eventually, and then it'll balance out.
I've got some bad news for you, though.
It's not Jericho. I don't think it's Joe Hendry. But then
Still could
maybe
be.
Adam Pearce is sort of... Because there's been a lot of Jericho chat, and maybe he's dampening that more than the Hendry chat.
Yeah, how did he say it? Has he said, I've not seen anyone say his name yet? Or did he say...
Well, have a little... you can tweet that. You can have a little look at that on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't know. So no Jericho, no Hendry. Owens, I can't see them. It's got to be... Because he has to lose the tournament at some point. That's pretty silly to do. As much as there's no harm in losing to Gunther, and that just doesn't seem like a Booker's MO to bring back a genuine main event caliber talent in a tournament that they're expected to lose.
Yeah.
So I can't see it being Owens. It's not Jericho. You could get out the contract early. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm driving Jericho to Titan Towers myself 3 years ago. 2 years ago at least.
Go on! Just pushes him out and kicks the door open.
You know what I mean?
Thank you very much for the service. Maybe see you in 5 years.
So Owens, no. Jericho, no. Hendry, no. Who can it be? I don't know. It's some NXT guy. Because who's it going to be? Some legend from... It's not going to be Batista. You know? All these pie-in-the-sky names. It ain't going to be that. Yeah. What if it's Edge? What if, people are trying to will it into existence? I am too. Not for the right reasons, mind you. Like, there's certain people who are desperate for it to be Copeland, right? Oh, please, the Edge John Cena stuff was so good. And to a degree, some of it was.
He's an AEW wrestler.
Well, here's the thing. But, like, people are going, Tony, do the right thing. Let him work it one night. We need to relive those memories. Why don't you just watch a DVD, asshole? You do that for a start.
What are they thinking? Tony, do them a solid. After the years you've had, like, do them a favour. Let them cope.
You can have Cope for one night. In fact, what if he just falls back in love again? Just get Cope away from AEW. I'm doing ex-wrestlers who had the worst match ever this year as a list. Coming soon to whatculture.com/WWE for our end-of-year content. And I'm just, what the hell's wrong with Adam Copeland, man? I know I say this every time his name comes up. Right? When in his head did this change happen where he thinks he's dead tough and hard and intense and really off-putting and the hardest, sickest, most violent guy who's ever... When did this happen? Because I'm reviewing this match and I'm watching it as well. Against Cope, it marks a revolution. And it's like, I want to have a gritty, really gritty old school, NWA World Heavyweight title match.
Fun kid, isn't he, in the build?
You're a malcontent, Marks. But in the press, he was like, I want to have that, that old school, gritty NWA World Heavyweight title match. Yeah. I don't know why he's macho, man. They're all macho, man. And then he has this 2004 Triple H match against Mox. Who
he pictured the blue...
in the simplest... Sorry, go on.
No, he pictured the blue NWA mat, top down, covered in blood, didn't he?
Yeah.
And a kind of Ric Flair gusher all
So
over
why is it Taboo Tuesday? Do you know why? And
was it the Dynamite rematch?
I mean, that was good.
That was closer to what he was chasing, wasn't it?
I didn't see any spiked bats. I mean, to do a degree, bunkhouse and all that, and then the dusty angle.
I got a friend, his name's Jay White, and we're kind of cool.
It's okay.
My least favourite double act of the year.
Yeah. But like in the simplest possible terms, Cope, who do you think you are? And I mean that quite literally. Who do you think you are? And more to the point, when do you think you were that person? Because I'm struggling. you have that little run, like totally mischievous, rapscallion, entertaining heel. Then you get injured. Then you come back and you have the default obligatory babyface turn because people miss you. And then you say spear a lot and it sucks. Then, premature retirement. That's genuinely quite sad for you. Then however many years pass, like what, 9?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Did you get cast in, the film, the Reacher franchise by any chance when you were gone? Because I don't know when it happened. When did he become Fun Bobby, Jack Reacher, Edge?
I think... If you want to date it specifically, I think it was when the pandemic took away a lot of his comeback dreams because you could probably isolate it to that Randy Orton WrestleMania match. Because it was really fun to have an Edge back. The Rumble return was everything people say it was.
Someone should have told him.
Yeah. And then and then when it became clear that his dream comeback year was going to be taking place in empty gyms and Thunderdomes, something went, and it was
something went in his head.
Me and Randy, if we're working this WrestleMania, we're going to show him we can go 30 without a person in the building. It's like, no, you can't.
If it was near a 40.
It was so bad.
Honestly, so I don't know where. I'm just, people talk about Edge, we're just ruling out Edge. It ain't happening. As well, I would drive him there myself. I would, in fact, Alex, I don't drive. I would, at my own expense, and bypass my own personal anxieties. If there was a remote possibility, I don't really like long haul flights either. The missus is going on about Mexico next year.
Nice.
I'd love to go there if I could teleport.
World Cup as well. World Cup, yeah.
You go to Arena Mexico, depending on where you go.
No, not there.
Oh.
Not going there, sadly. But here's the thing. I don't have a sense of direction. That the idea of driving's always frightened me. And it's extortionate these days. Right? I would, at my own expense, like go past my fear of learning how to drive, especially on the wrong side of the road.
80-car pileup in Manhattan outside the Garden.
It's Sidgwick. So like not only
he's got a wrestler with him. It's Adam Copeland.
You know when you see those drone shots of Fed like the feds descending on your city.
yeah.
You know, you're jacking it.
They're
and
the
stuff.
best. Yeah, they're
Right.
unbelievable.
I look at those shots and I see those like 12-lane American highways. I'm like, oh my God, that looks terrifying.
Yeah.
That's my idea of hell. I would, at my own personal expense, learn how to drive, fly to America. If I don't care that much about AEW anymore, to be honest, to be doing all this. But every time I see Edge, I have to relive Edge. I do think, no, I do. I still care about this. And I would drive them there myself, man. It's not a possibility, but enough people are talking about it that I thought,
GTA along the Brooklyn Bridge with Cope in the passenger seat. Come on, pal. There's a lot of deaths. This man is intent on getting this giant other man to Madison Square Garden.
Every single fan theory about Solo's mystery opponent is wrong.
Sad day
said
in this
Adam
great
Pearce.
city's history, but Edge made the Garden.
Smashing up the town like Frank Drebin driving a car, just mowing people down.
Weaving between the park taxis.
eyewitnesses on the scene say that the relentless killing will not stop. In fact, he said the larger gentleman is still talking to him, and it will continue unabated until he shuts his mouth. He says, and I quote, he loves the passion of the driving.
He's a rated R passenger.
The young guy just looks bemused and further irritated.
The passenger was hoping for snowy conditions. Keeps talking about grit all the time.
And this only further incenses the killer.
Killer. You know, you would be several would be dead by this point. So you would be that if the new journalist would be labeling you the killer and the large man. Oh God!
Adam Pearce said every single fan theory about Solo's mystery opponent is wrong.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah.
So it's not Edge, obviously. We've just...
Yeah, we've ruled him out. We've done
Randy
everything.
Orton is a gif I've just seen in response to this tweet.
He hasn't been around for a while, though, yeah.
Who's he written out by? Drew.
Maybe, I guess.
And Austin Theory is another name that people are saying because a ton of theories.
So they want to pop?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Gets the friggin' Savio Vega reaction. What was the actual answer? I'd say it's Austin Theory, the whole match. It's going to be him. What? No, say psych.
Please.
Solo Sikoa.
We also have Nikki Bella tonight in the Garden with a live microphone to address her attack on
Live in the Garden.
former best friend Stephanie Vacquet.
It does. Well, we had plenty of time to speculate on what was going to happen in this because the heel turn was coming for weeks. And I said it last week, and I think she's going to go to it. And she's like, there's a very good reason why I didn't even know your name, Stephanie Vacquet, is because you're not on my level and you never were, and I'll kick your ass. Like there's an easy in for her there. She Nikki Bella's very useful to this women's division because kind of what we were talking about when she first came back. The matches weren't going to be guaranteed, but she was one of the few from a very maligned era that occasionally stood out and her work stood up for itself. So she can sort of do both. She can say, like, just because I'm from that time, you think that I'm not on your level. You like all you people, each and every one of you, you've forgotten about me and you've moved on to your horsewomen, and then the eras and the eras and the eras. Well, like, look at the first Evolution. Who main evented it? Nikki Bella. Like, look at some of the greatest moments, and she's lying because it was the Divas division. But like, look at some of the greatest moments happening in this building. Like, I was the biggest star. Like, Stephanie. Like, there's an element of it where it's just flash in the pan, old legend returning because she's going to lose as well, so she can say pretty much what she wants. And it'll get some heat. Stephanie Vacquet is a very popular character at the moment. Like, I think this is decent booking, genuinely. Like, you might as well turn her heel to get the most value out of her. Because
absolutely.
The shelf life was going to be limited with her as a babyface, and she was always a pretty strong heel performer anyway. The match might be decent as well. I'm sort of looking forward to all this.
Yeah, that match against Roxanne Perez did something to me.
Hitting each other.
Come on. That's what it's all about. I mean, it's not, but it's the next best thing. Yeah, they should do the riff on the name gag. They absolutely should. It's as bog standard as WWE booking gets. They've told you what's happening. It's not as if I'm sat here in the aftershock of like this earthquake of a heel turn. You know, come on. understand that other people might like it more than me. You kind of pretend. And no one is on this bank of desks saying that it's some seismic thing that's happened. So I can't sit here and say anything other than the best version of the match is good. And Nikki was always quite good as performing as a heel, I think.
Yeah.
I think this would make a good 4th Survivor Series match. If we're finding something for Dom in the 2 War Games matches, I'd probably pick this. Like I keep thinking of the stadium setting as well, and Stephanie Vaquer getting a night like that would be pretty cool.
Well, another match that could be on there has a huge title match tonight on MSG, and that is the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It is Becky Lynch versus Maxxine Dupri. But the shadow of AJ Lee looms large over this.
Am I going to watch this Raw live? I kind of can't wait for this.
What's the time difference like now?
I think we're back to the 1 o'clock start, yeah. Like,
just get up. What would it be for you? Like, you'd have 1 hour's sleep. What
uh,
time do you wake up in the morning generally?
like sort of 4:45, 4:30, 4:45.
Same, yeah. It's rubbish, isn't it?
Watching wrestling with your life, it's all right. Not for me, I like it.
For you, you like it. But you've already watched it, so what time then?
Oh, if this was the case, yeah, I could.
you
Like
could have
6.
2 hours of
I could
sleep.
get up at 6.
2 hours of sleep, yeah.
Just want to let you three know as well. You were getting a lot of props the other day out, because I don't think people realise that you have to watch wrestling before work.
Oh yeah,
We talked about this on Wrestle Culture, and people were like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, that's
Hey,
pretty appreciate the work."
Well, first of all, thanks for the props. Those lists ain't going to write themselves, you know.
yeah.
Those
Oh,
11,000 worders that I've been cranking out.
Oh, yeah. Lots of cranking in the office. There's no time to watch wrestling.
Crunch.
Crank, get your work done.
Yeah.
Often finishing it on a commute on my phone if, for whatever reason, I've slept in at home or something. And there's always a bit on the train journey where the signal dips. And it's like, and I'm watching that time. It's like, come on. Otherwise, it's going to dip right in the middle of like the main event or something. Like, not now. Like, didn't happen much in 2023, thank God. But yeah, there is a sweet spot.
Has there ever been a podcast recorded this year where you haven't talked about your love for WWE in 2023?
I sure hope not, because WWE have taught me that repetition's a very, very good thing, and I want people to remember this. I'm not having some narrative come out that actually the Fed was never good. It was fucking class for like quite a while, and it's fallen off this year, and that's what's sad.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
real.
it? Isn't it? That's what's sad.
It is a national tragedy.
We talk about how sad it is quite often.
National tragedy.
What was the other thing I was excited? Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Love this feud.
Amazing.
I
year
hope the
for her.
feud. I hope the fans get the goddamn memo. They have thus far, but it's time to be loud now.
Mm-hmm. For me, this is the sort of the quintessential Becky Lynch program. Yet another, like, if anyone ever says Becky Hogan, don't listen to them on anything.
Nope.
Because this is like an example of why she isn't that. AJ Lee gets the return here. They both go into War Games.
Okay.
I think that's
I
that's
was going to say, yeah, the other option was putting the IC title match on Survivor Series.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But we were talking in the office about, I mean, AJ Lee aside, I really like the idea of Charlotte Flair on SmackDown being like, I just don't trust your rear. I can't be a part of this. So I'm out. And they get beaten up. And you mentioned, obviously, she wasn't there to make the save. She's like, yeah, look, I know they got the numbers advantage now, and like they're really dominant and the tag champs and what have you, but still, I'm good. Becky Lynch is on the opposing team. Yeah, I'm in. Sounds good to me.
yeah, sign me up. Like, I'm assuming because them confirmed it for the men's one, the women's is going to be 5-on-5 as well.
Well, according to Wikipedia, it is 5-on-5 at least.
What's the source?
It doesn't even has one. It's just someone's written it in TBA.
It doesn't even have citation needed or nothing.
Not on the match thing.
Just put yourself as the source. Just stick it in OTJ. I need to check it again, but they did say 5-on-5 when they refer to the men's match. So there's every reason to think they'd be the same. I'd put them both in War Games because it actually delays the singles match, and they're never shorter shows. It's WWE now. Like, you get a little bit of it at the Survivor Series, and then you can have the singles match on another time
Rumble?
you need it. Rumble, a Raw.
So you're thinking AJ Lee in War Games, yeah?
Yeah, why not?
So she can get out the cage, run to the ring, and give it a bit of the old... That's what she does, doesn't she? Now?
Well, yeah, she would.
That's how she wrestles, isn't it?
I do like that action that you do.
I love how that even the audio listeners can appreciate it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to clip this and put some music to it, man. It's going to be amazing.
But like,
Those swimmers from the Guinness adverts.
It's a dealer's choice, you know.
I was actually just thinking like the new monkey, you just speed it up a bit.
the face as well.
I mean, you got it wrong because she would skip out of the mini cage rather than run.
Good point.
Oh, God.
So that would be the most over bit before the second most over bit, which is those punches.
Don't hurt me. God, AJ Lee's...
Does your PDS blend into AJ
Yeah.
Lee, or is this completely separate?
It's a Brooks household situation, I think.
No, it's a separate needs. You know, you can marry whoever you want.
Mm-hmm.
I'll judge you for that. Judge you for skipping out with a really smug little self-satisfied grin on your face when you're meant to be coming out and, you know, in accordance with the story, you should be out for this woman's blood. It's your job. She's coming out like so pleased with herself. Heel-coded act, and I'm the crazy one for receiving her as a heel.
People should really
What's
miss
a babyface characteristic that she
do-
had in that performance? Was it the smugness?
If your entire personality is so beloved that people want to pay to see
God,
you,
it's your Jesus Christ.
do that.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
She was that night.
Beloved.
She was that night in Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, imagine her not doing that. You're like, oh,
You should have done it
I
afterwards.
feel a bit ripped off. I want
No. You should do it afterwards. She comes out.
She got a double pop. It's like friggin'
I did pop a second time after she started skipping.
Music hits, light it up, pop.
Explain this then, Point Dexter.
Okay.
Because she got no pops from me, so how would that be 2? 2 times nothing is nothing.
I forgot, after you'd killed thousands in New York, you drove over to Chicago and made it to the All-State in time. Yeah. Sorry.
But Becky Lynch, Maxxine Dupri before that.
No, honestly, like they've got the memo so far. I don't know if it's a match too far or what.
It's more of a test, isn't it?
This one is.
They've kind of done a lot.
Oh, she's going to worm out?
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to worm out.
All
She's
the
gonna
hits.
worm out. Yeah,
Come on.
She's going to worm out. Everyone
I
knows
might
that.
watch this live, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what got you.
Never watching this live.
No.
So I say it.
Because I love worming out.
Temporarily
I
excited.
got like, really excited about her worming out and getting a near fall, basically.
No, this is. I hope they get the goddamn memo for this. I hope it doesn't follow like the adrenaline dump of a John Cena appearance. Then it kind of dies because, like, I know every single wrestling match exists to like generate noise, and it would be almost a failure if it doesn't. Other wrestlers have got a much easier job of making people make noise by being, you know, competent and good. Maxxine Dupri ain't that. It's a very situational, story-driven pop she's going to get, and the emotion has to exist in the building. The energy has to exist in the buildings. They ain't mustering it up on the back of her really convincing selling and cool work and cool moves. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah.
So it's a really cool little thing that they've developed. I hope the fans get the memo and it's sequenced accordingly. Nothing else. I just really like Becky Lynch, you know.
Yeah.
Maxine Square Garden t-shirt, like I said as well.
Oh, of course.
Got to do it. Get people to believe it as they're walking in the building, buy into her as a big star for the night. Somebody make a sign with it on. I don't know. Like, it's a Madison Square Garden, right? For all these years, I think Sid just made a great point about this ticket price thing creating its own problem in terms of the profile of some of these buildings and how it's not what we thought it was, because Madison Square Garden was basically like a New York territory building and nothing more. It wasn't like you were going to pay a fortune to go there. It just happened to be like WWE's home. Like the discerning fan thing, ultimately, in spite of sort of things like Shawn Michaels getting booed when he was a top babyface or whatever, it wants, as a building, historically, they want to love babyfaces. Like, it's the discerning, but it's very much in the way that, like, they'll identify if somebody's got it or not, but they want to go with the stories, or they used to want to go with the stories. The goodies are the goodies, the baddies are the baddies, the stars are the stars. Like, this whole program has existed to present, if only for the duration of this program, Maxxine Dupri as a babyface you want to root for and get behind, even in the most unlikely of circumstances. Historically, Madison Square Garden would be a great building for it. They booked the Brooklyn Brawler to win a battle royal in, like, October 1997 to face the WWF champion after Montreal, because they knew it was going to be Bret or Shawn. And it was like, well, for one night, we'll make him the biggest frigging babyface in the territory. It was preposterous, but the Garden would go with that sort of thing. It's the perfect building for it, as long as they're not $10,000 ticket people. I don't know. I don't know who those guys are. They're the ones that probably went to Raw 25 in the Manhattan Center. Same guys.
Yeah.
Same guys.
Well, anyway, let's know your thoughts on Raw in Madison Square Garden in the comment section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, they can sort of follow all four of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett on Cameo.
You can follow Michael Sidgwick at
M Sidgwick.
You can follow our brilliant producer, Adam Nicholas, at
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, as I said. Make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Got the SmackDown review and a Q&A coming your way later on today. And we'll be back tomorrow to review Raw, of course. But for now, this has been the Raw Preview. My thanks to Hamflett, Sidgwick. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.